On today's episode of 2K TV Postseason, the tournament is almost here, and we have all the latest updates. States and the road to the finals. On some moves, we show off your top plays and give you a chance at VC and 2K TV Interactive.
The illest is ill kid, Operation Red. Though I never contemplated that. Then that's a wrap. Turn your pages to 03. Chapter in YG's. Pants is my code D. No iron team, homie. Picture me solo. See what happened to Tony. What he did to Manolo. There go that New York Giant. Back on it again. Seen with Wolverines and he wasn't from Michigan. Y'all listening. Y'all can hear a lyrical street. Narcotics, raw dens. Rap the work, find us in Tennessee. Looking for bucks, see if they still.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
It's an all-Eastern Conference matchup in today's game as the Pistons come into town for this one. You're in for a treat as we bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. So Detroit will get the first. Possession. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the floor for Detroit, Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Marcus Morris is out there with Andre Drummond, and it's Harris in at the 3 spot. And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Lopez right side, Porzingis.
Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
Morris dishes to Harris. The feed to Caldwell Pope. Back to Harris. Fires from deep, and that one's good. Harris has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Boy, for the Knicks last season, saying it was rough is an understatement. There was a lot of turbulence, and some of it was due to their defense. They just had a difficult time stringing together stops and cutting down opponent scoring chances.
So it's Detroit now. The Knicks making the shot. The drive by Jackson, and it's sent back by Lopez. Vujicic kicks to Anthony. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
Excellent pass there to cap that break with an uncontested basket.
Here's Vujicic. That ball's nice speed this time from Jose Calderon. The Pistons have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Jackson kicks to Drummond, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Anthony drives in, and that one's good. Anthony's got his first 2 points.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
On the wing, Jackson. There's the pick. Harris a screen on Calderon. Jackson passes to Harris. Lopez with the steal. He dishes it to Calderon. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with Coach Stan Van Gundy. According to him, their focus defensively is going to be on making things difficult inside. Ideally, they'll be in the best shape, he feels, if they force most of the shots against them to come from the perimeter. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. Now, here's Lopez. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
And, guys, Reggie Jackson was at the end of a yo-yo last season. He starts at Oklahoma for an injured Westbrook. Westbrook comes back, sends Jackson to the bench. Then Oklahoma sends Jackson to Detroit, where he fills in for another injured starter in Brandon Jennings for the rest of the year. Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Now, here is Morris. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. That one's no good. 0 of 1 to begin the game. Here's Anthony. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Now getting back to Jackson, he showed several times last season that he has that starter ability. The Thunder knew they wouldn't have the money to re-sign him in free agency, so they traded him to avoid losing him for nothing.
Yeah, that's a good move. And with the Pistons, Jackson finished the season strong, while the Thunder, without Jackson or Durant's contributions, missed the playoffs for the first time in years.
Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Sasha Vujacic. And the basket by Harris. 1:57 left to play in the first. Aflalo dishes to Lopez. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Andre Drummond picks one up.
And Robin Lopez, last season, he missed about 6 weeks with that broken hand. But freak injuries aside, he's been pretty durable over the course of his career. Had played in all 82 games the previous 2 seasons.
The Knicks making a switch here. Grant's checked in. And Robin Lopez signing a new contract this offseason. He had been significantly underpaid for his production over the last 2 seasons.
And, Kevin, you knew he was due for a raise. 7-footers who impact the game at both ends the way he does are really valuable.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
And right before Carmelo went down with the injury last season, it seemed like he had added the fadeaway to his game, molded a little bit after Dirk Nowitzki.
Jackson against Grant. That one goes. Counted. 6 points for Andre Drummond. 1:15 left in the first quarter. Carmelo's reasoning was that he had been burned enough by Dirk's fadeaway, he had to adapt.
That's a great fadeaway to borrow from, for sure. I mean, Melo already has a mid-range game, terrific mid-range game. And this shot makes that even deadlier.
Well, if you like offense, that's what you're getting here early on.
This has a little bit of playground feel to it, fellas. I mean, forget about defending. Just outscore the other team. Let it fly.
Drummond, good. And Harris gets the assist. 8 points here for Drummond.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Shots good by Anthony.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Morris into the lane. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Here's Grant. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. 16 seconds left to play in the first. Jackson against Grant. Drummond with a screen on Grant. The drive by Jackson. Here's Drummond. And some tough time for the Knicks, but you listen to Carmelo Anthony, it's clear he's invested.
They pulled all the strings to get me here, and I wanted to be here. And yeah, I want New York to be.
Knicks fans rooting for Carmelo to help make New York a playoff venue once again.
You know what? It's going to take a lot more than Carmelo playing strong to get the Knicks back into the playoffs and to make them a destination to where NBA stars want to come.
Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
And Detroit, looking at who they've got. The big men, Tolliver and Drummond. Jody Meeks out there with Jackson, and it's Johnson in at the small forward. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. And that sends Reggie Jackson to the free throw line. It's on Aaron Aflalo. And, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Detroit.
Early on, guys, excellent work on the boards here. I mean, you got to like those second chance points they're getting.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number one right now. Nothing easy on the inside. And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team. Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over. Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Robin Lopez. And Detroit with a change here, too. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Galloway kicks to Anthony. Shot to stop the run. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him, but with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
And getting back to Carmelo last year, that team really became devoid of talent. In some games, Greg, in games that he played, he seemed like their only scoring option.
You know, we talk about needing a big three to compete for a championship. And for over half the season last year, the Knicks basically had a big half. I mean, because Carmelo missed that half. And when the deck is stacked against you like that, sometimes it's better to fold your cards and live to play another day. And that's really what Carmelo did.
Here's Tolliver. Good, and it's Johnson with the assist that time. And now an 11-point Piston lead.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
Here's Afflalo. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Launches it. Again, Afflalo missing. The Pistons on offense. They've got a 13-2 run goal. Williams with the block. They recover it. And it's Baines missing.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City Dancers. Go on in.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
Just not happy with how his team is playing, and they just have been on the wrong side of this run.
Yeah, and you know what, Greg? Sometimes just a pause in the action, which is what a timeout can give you, is enough to change things around.
And Detroit was a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help from the schedule. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Porzingis, he's checked in for Kevin Serafin. Lopez comes in for Derek Williams. And it's Vujacic in for Langston Galloway. Here's Meeks. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts. Well, Greg, as you just said, the Pistons had a ton of back-to-back games. 44 were part of their back-to-backs, over half their schedule. Clark, they went 15 and 29 in those games.
And that's part of the reason why the NBA wanted to examine the schedule. I mean, it was a tough year for the Pistons. It's hard to get any momentum when you're playing that many back-to-backs.
35.
Well, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively. And that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense. But they never seem to attack the rim at all.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Marcus Morris is checked in for Tolliver. Tobias Harris comes in for Johnson. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Jody Meeks.
Most of the time, that shot will go down, or the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
Lopez outside. Anthony, the pass to Porzingis. That one falls, coming off Anthony's feet. Anthony's got his 4th assist in this one. As you mentioned, the Knicks very shy at going to the rim last year. Really could have used that dynamic among a lot of things to their game.
Yeah, and no doubt about it. I mean, think about this. The Knicks were last in the league in drives per game as a team. So they struggled shooting when they did attack the rim, only 42%. So those areas have to improve if this team wants to become competitive.
And he gets the bucket. Caldwell Pope's got 7 points.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
The drive by Anthony. It's hauled in by Harris. Detroit leading by 9. Jackson kicks to Baines. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Hits it from 3-point range. He's got 10.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
The kick out to Lopez. Here's Vujacic, guarded by Jackson. Here's Anthony, 6 on the shot clock, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Aaron Baines. That's foul number 2 for him. Jose Calderon, he's checked in for New York. Grant comes in for Sasha Vujacic. And Detroit with a change here, too. Drummond's checked in. There's 21 seconds left in the first half of basketball. That's tipped. And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Jackson. It's deflected. And now the fast break. Grant with the ball. Good work, defense.